Okay, let's talk about something. Something we all kind of feel but almost never say out loud. You know that weird, draining feeling you get right before you have people over? It doesn't make sense, right? I mean, this is your space, your home. So why does playing host sometimes feel, well, like you're putting on a major performance? Just think about it for a second. The plan is set, you really like the people who are coming, but there's this little part of your brain that is just dreading it. If you have ever felt that wave of exhaustion wash over you before anyone's even shown up, trust me, you are not alone. And I bet this whole sequence feels pretty familiar. First, there's that frantic, last-minute cleaning spree, right? Trying to make your home look like nobody actually lives in it. Then, the second they walk in, a switch just flips. Suddenly, you're on. And oh, that quiet after they leave, it's not just silence. It's like this deep, incredible relief. And come on, we've all done it, sneaking a peek at the clock, secretly rooting for bedtime. It's not because you don't like your guests, it's something way, way deeper going on. So when we feel this way, we tend to jump to a really simple and, it turns out, really wrong conclusion. We start slapping a label on ourselves. So it's time to bust our first big myth, the idea that you're just antisocial. So on one side, you have the story we tell ourselves. Oh, what's wrong with me? I guess I'm just not a friendly person. But then you look at the scientific reality, and it's so much cooler. Your brain isn't being unfriendly. It's being smart. It's being efficient. It's protecting its most important resource, its energy. To really get this, we have to look at the nuts and bolts of how our brains are wired. So let's dive into the science of why your home is your sanctuary, because it all boils down to one really important idea. This is a core survival instinct. Your brain is basically a prediction machine. It's constantly scanning everything around you, trying to figure out what's going to happen next. And that process, it burns a ton of mental energy. So when you're in a familiar, predictable place, like your own home, it's a signal to your brain that it can finally power down that constant surveillance mode. And what it's trying to get into is this amazing state we can call energy conservation mode. Think about it. At home, you don't have to think about where the spoons are or which floorboard creaks, you just know. Your brain gets to switch over to autopilot. And this isn't about being lazy, it's an incredibly advanced, energy-saving feature that lets your mind actually truly rest. And the benefits of this are just massive. This is where you actually recover from the thousands of tiny decisions you have to make all day long. It gives you this deep feeling of safety, of being in control. And by letting your brain go on autopilot at home, you're saving up all that precious mental energy for when you really need it, out in the wild. Okay, so we've established brain loves predictable, calm, energy-saving mode. So what happens when we toss an unpredictable element right into the middle of that carefully crafted piece? Well, that's when we run into something called territorial stress. Because a guest, no matter how much you love them, is basically an agent of chaos to your brain system. They might put their drink down without a coaster. They might ask where something is. They might even sit in your spot on the couch. And to your brain, that's a 5-alarm fire. It's a major system alert. And that system alert, that anxiety, it has a name: territorial stress. Now, this isn't about you being possessive of your favorite mug. It's about the very real anxiety that pops up when you lose control of your environment. And all those little energy-saving routines you've built get totally derailed. This is a real physical response. And here's exactly how that stress unfolds. Step 1. Autopilot is immediately switched off. Your brain is now actively tracking this new person in its space. Step 2, your routines are toast. Just making a cup of tea is no longer a simple action, it's a performance with an audience. Step 3, your brain kicks into social overdrive. You're reading facial expressions, managing the conversation. And boom, Step 4, the stress response is triggered, and you can practically feel your mental battery draining in real time. But listen, this is the most important part of this whole thing. Once you know all this, you can completely reframe that feeling of dread or exhaustion. Because it's not a character flaw. It's not a weakness. It's actually a sign of something incredibly smart. This is what you're actually doing. When you crave that quiet time after someone leaves, or you feel that anxiety beforehand, you are practicing intelligent self-regulation. You are managing your own energy levels like an expert. So let's just flip the script entirely. You are not antisocial, you are pro-energy. You're not being rude. You are proactively managing your own mind. Recognizing that your home needs to be a decompression zone isn't hiding from life. It is a huge sign of self-awareness.
It means you know exactly what you need to be at your best. So this isn't about building a fortress around yourself to keep the world out. Nope. It's about building a charging station for yourself, because protecting that energy at home is exactly what allows you to be more focused, more fun, and more you whenever you step out the front door.
So the question we should be asking isn't, why am I so weird about having guests over? The real question is this. Now that you know the science, now that you know your brain needs this sanctuary, how are you going to protect it? How will you give yourself that space to recharge so you can keep showing up as the amazing person you are? It's a total game changer, and it's the ultimate permission to finally, truly relax in your own home.
Please subscribe to Brain Mechanics for new updates.